We will be exploring the trading platforms, including Infinox, with Jay Mawji, Managing Director of Infinox Capital. Infinox Capital is a trading broker based in the UK and South Africa with roots across various parts of the world. They cater for all levels of traders who wish to invest in forex, indices, equities, commodities and futures. We will discuss what they do in detail, the state of forex trading in Africa, and why they decided to expand into Ghana. So let's go straight to Jay. Jay, what is Infinox Capital and what exactly do you do?
Well, essentially, we're an online trading brokerage. So we provide the trading platform, access to the financial market, so you can trade almost any instrument. I mean, you can trade an Apple share, you can trade a currency pair, gold, whatever it might be. We basically provide the platform and the access to those instruments so you can trade. In terms of platforms, as you said, you could do it staying at home on your PC. I mean, you could just grab your phone, you could trade on your mobile phone, you can trade in so many different ways. And that's essentially what we do. We allow clients to access financial markets.
Right. So how long have you been operating in Africa? I know you've got offices in South Africa, you've got Tanzania, you opened an office or a trading platform in Nigeria. But how long have you been doing this in Africa?
In Africa, well, actually, Infinox has been around for over 10 years now. As you probably mentioned, we have offices all around the world. We've had offices in Africa over the last couple of years. We've had service centers coming up in Nigeria, in Cairo as well, and recently just launched the kind of head office for Africa in Johannesburg, which is where we've just all got back from. It's a really big outfit in Johannesburg, and it's set there to kind of give us the base to expand and grow into more African countries, more regions. So, we've been in Africa for about 1.5 to 2 years, but you're going to see a real big push now. Hopefully you'll see Infinox everywhere and in other parts too.
Right. So any insights on the current online trading landscape in Africa? I mean, AfCFTA, that is the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, will start, I believe, in January, and we will see a lot of trading across the board. But one area we've not really heard the experts talk about is, trading on digital platforms. Could you share some insights on the current online trading landscape in Africa, as it were?
I think it's a growing area, and I don't think it's been explored enough yet. In reality, you see a lot of African countries with growing GDP. You see disposable income increasing, a great financial literacy. A lot of the new generations coming through are really in touch with what's happening around the world with financial markets. You see great connectivity on mobile devices, and when you put that all together, it's just the perfect formula for online trading. Bit by bit, we've started to see a lot more interest, and actually a lot of it is organic. We have a lot of clients, or an increasing number of clients from Africa, opening accounts and trading with us, and we think it's time now for us to take what we think is a really strong product and be able to deliver back to the African markets. So we're pretty positive about the African markets, actually. I think it's been underrated for a long time.
I think Oswald has a question for you, don't you?
Sure.
Yeah, so are you able to give any projections as to which sectors are going to be rejuvenated or going to be enhanced or going to be boosted by the development of trading in equities in Africa?
Well, I think the two main things that we see when we move into regions is as you rightly said, employment. Generally there's a real buzz around online trading, and it comes with companies that invest a lot in terms of technology and infrastructure in regions to be able to service large client bases. So the employment numbers start to improve, but also just general awareness about financial markets and financial literacy starts to drive a change in people's views over what education experience they develop. And so it attracts and starts to grow a whole new financial sector, a more digitally connected financial sector. So those are two really big upsides. And then the third part is technology. We see Infinox, for example, has just launched a new mobile trading app, and all around the world you start to see more and more guys getting involved in designing apps, building apps, connecting to apps. So really it's one of those kind of front-reaching industries that starts to connect technology and finance around the world together. So those are some positive upsides of online trading coming into region.
Digitalization of our economy helps us access technologies in fintech and brings Africa closer to the global financial sector, or closer to global financial integration. And the tech underpinning Infinox moves this integration from the conceptual to something that is really practical, especially for tech-savvy young people. But what about those who are not, Jay? Those who are not tech-savvy? Do you offer any training to interested young people who might not have the needed skills but are interested in this area?
We do. We think education around trading is so important. It's kind of one of the three pillars when it comes to trading. So education is a big factor, and we have a whole subsection of our business, Intel, that talks about learning how to trade, practicing how to trade on demo accounts, getting market knowledge and market information, how to apply it to trading. We have a really good social trading app, Ike Social, that allows you to watch other traders communicate, almost like an Instagram for trading, so you can talk to them, understand why they're trading. So as I said, education is like one of the three main pillars when it comes to trading, and that's something we really, really focus on. So whether you're an experienced trader, whether you want to continue developing, or whether you're a new trader, coming in and taking advantage of that education is so important.
Right. But do you see yourself working with other entities in these countries? I mean, there are these, the impact hubs, and, how do you call them? What's the name?
Tech hubs.
The tech hubs, yeah.
Tech hubs,
yeah.
I think we do. Where the opportunity is to come in and work with these kind of organizations that have been set up to promote, positive progressive thinking around how we do, connectivity around technology, how we do regulation around it, how we can get the right kind of skill sets going through schools, the right training, the right opportunities, experience, etc. We'd really love to engage with that kind of setup. And we have seen similar initiatives, in London with the apprentice schemes and things like that. So wherever we get the opportunity, that's something that we'd definitely grasp. And I think that's one of the benefits of Africa as an example, as a region, is these kinds of setup, these kind of organizations, they welcome that kind of approach. And as I would say, participants coming into the market, it gives us a chance to share our knowledge and experience. Whilst in other regions, maybe the market's already set, and actually there are people who are leading in a direction and we're just followers. So it's a good opportunity for us to contribute.
Yeah, so the thing is that in Africa, it's more or less virgin territory, because the penetration is not really that much in terms of trading and financial information and all that. So education is actually one of the strong points for me. And I think that people need to understand exactly what goes into it, especially when it comes to the risks associated with it, as well as the benefits. And people need to understand proper risk management and all that. So I think that there should be very strong focus on having central training facilities or partners who would facilitate and ensure that people understand what they are doing and all that. And so I actually really like that part of your application features, where you talk about being able to copy trades from professionals and experts and be able to see what other people are doing to learn. Generally, I believe that we should engage in all kinds of trading, stock trading and commodities and everything, to be able to lift up our understanding of finance and economics as well for the individual. And so I think that there should be very concrete initiatives in that direction as well. But I think that so far, from what you've mentioned, it's looking quite good.
Yeah. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So are we seeing this education? Is it done digitally, or are you going to be establishing something over here, or are you going to partner with some of the tech hubs around, Jay?
Yeah. Well, the ultimate goal would be able to do a lot more physical face-to-face education, and also not just setting up seminars where we're doing education, but get the opportunity to go into schools, universities, wherever is higher education places, and talk about trading and explain to them, how trading applies to day-to-day life, and really set that tone for good understanding. Of course, we all know the pandemic we're living in makes that quite challenging, but we hope that's a temporary thing, and in the months and maybe years to come, we can be there in more physical presence. But regardless of which, education is so important when it comes to trading, whether we deliver that through online resources, through seminars, through online seminars, whatever they may be. I mean, our marketing guys are working really hard on setting up that infrastructure. So we will deliver the education whichever way is possible. And, there isn't an excuse for, if we can't be there physically and have, 300, 400 people in a room, we can do it by Zoom call. I mean, we're connected across the nation on a Zoom call right now, it can be done.
Yeah, it's very possible to reach a lot of people via the internet. And these days, I think most of the young people and people who will be interested in trading and learning how to trade are already on a lot of platforms where you can reach them digitally. So that's not going to be new here. I want to know whether it's free or it's expensive. Do you need to go through like a rigorous training program, like to someone who is going to become a financial analyst or something to get through, or you have free resources that people can just go up and learn and take up?
Yeah, I think it's on a scale, really. I think there is free education, which it's strong education. It starts with the basics and it leads you on that journey. We're not going to charge people for that because everybody's entitled to education. Along the way, there may be specialist speakers or specialist people who come along that they may charge a hefty fee, and we may ask, for contributions to it. But for the large part, you should be able to get good enough free education, directly through Infinox from our IX Intel or from, partner services that we team up with. When it comes to formal qualifications, we do know, and we do partner with some entities that do formal qualifications, but again, I think that's something that people need to look at way down the road. I think it's when you get to a point where you exhausted the free education, you could maybe think about finding something else. But
right.
People shouldn't have to pay for education. It should be free. It should be available to everyone.
Jay, sorry, I'd like to take you a bit back. You spoke about Oswald spoke about virgin territory, Africa being a virgin territory. I'd like to know which other countries aside from Nigeria, is it Namibia, Tanzania, are you looking at? Which of these, and can people trade across borders in countries where you're present in? So can a young person who gets into this decide to, say, trade in South Africa or in Nigeria or in Namibia? So first, which other countries offer opportunities in Africa for you and for people who will be signing up on your platform? And Yeah,
good question. Actually, I think Africa as a whole is a great opportunity. And although every country has its own unique structures and infrastructure and opportunity, we can only go a few at a time. And we're keen not to do a brush approach and just try every country. So, because we've got a base in South Africa, we want to start working north of there. So, you got Botswana, you got Namibia, you got those kind of surrounding areas. We know Tanzania is really popular. We know Ghana is really popular. So we've picked 5 or 6 countries, that we know that there's already a presence, a keen interest. So it's easier for us to establish ourselves and grow from those regions. That's the key for us, is to make sure that we don't do a broad brush, but really focus down and deliver strong products and services. In terms of this accessibility, I think that's the great thing. It doesn't matter where you live. As long as we can get, you've got an internet connection, you can get onto our website, you can download our app, you can connect. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. And that means that you can trade. In terms of service centers, of course, we want to put service centers as close as possible to deliver physical education, to give you that personalized customer service. But in reality, as long as you can download the app, you're ready to go. You can start trading.
Yeah. So, Oswald, do you have a question?
Yeah. So in Ghana, the thing is, connecting with these financial services, there is a bit of a gap, especially when we talk about financial inclusion and payment platforms and all that. How well integrated are you with financial services in Ghana, so that people can be able to move funds between their bank accounts? Here, we mostly use mobile money, be able to move funds through mobile money and do all those kind of deposits. Because we know that there's a gap that exists in that area over here.
Yeah, that's actually one of the challenges we have with a lot of regions we go to, because there's a willingness to trade, but like you said, the technology, the infrastructure that follows up this digital type of trading, digital type of business platforms, it takes time to develop, and so there's always a little bit of a lag. We do have the right relationships, we do have the right connections with many digital providers that will allow you to fund your trading accounts. Allowing you to fund and withdraw your funds relatively quickly is really, really important to us. So users, when users do sign up, they will be presented with an option of a number of local personalized deposit and withdrawal methods based on what region they're in, etc., particularly in Ghana. So users shouldn't have too much of a problem. But at the same time, we are constantly developing that side of our business. yeah, getting funds into your trading account and then getting your funds out, that's really, really important.
Right. So in a presser I saw from your company, you said, and I quote, while it's great to have an online presence and app, the process still involves clients' money, meaning that many may be apprehensive to invest and transact with a faceless organization. Now, this brings me to the question of safety and security. How does an Infinox broker or trader safeguard their investment if you are faceless?
Well, we're not. I think the first thing we're trying not to do is being faceless is not really part of our business model. We set up that big hub in Johannesburg, and that's going to be the base that we can use to push out across Africa. We want to set up local offices in all these regions. As we discussed earlier, it drives employment, it drives a presence. It's just a positive impact, but also so that clients can see us, clients know us, they can trust us, we're here. We think that's really, really important. We're a global brokerage, but we've got to have a local presence.
Right.
The other side of that is, we are regulated across the world in multiple jurisdictions. We keep client funds in segregated client trust accounts, which means your money is always separate to the business money as a client. So we do put all the right protections and measures to make sure that, trading in itself is enough risk. You shouldn't have to worry about the safety of your funds. We look after the safety of your funds. You look after the risk of trading, and that's what makes such a good combination.
And may I add that the digitalization program that is being pushed over here in Ghana, I know Europe did the same thing. They've invested quite a lot of money, around this whole COVID pandemic thingy that is happening around the world, that is ensuring a certain robustness in the digital world, as it were, because it's an economy that needs to be protected, and people need to feel comfortable and safe to be able to go on some of these platforms and trade, without which we're going to be losing a lot of jobs, and the digital economy has helped maintain a certain level of shall we say, just a sanity in our economies during this pandemic, right? And so I'm sure you're looking at some of these policies across the countries where you're working or where you want to penetrate.
Yeah, we are. I think engaging with that is so important, because as you move around, there will be little nuances in terms of regulation procedures, reporting, those kinds of things, which are really, really important, because they're the undermining, or they're the pins that hold together, bigger policies. That means that as investors, or that as traders, clients, market participants, we can have that kind of trust in the system. So we do keep an eye on them. We do try to engage as much as possible. And we do try and contribute, because we have had, as you alluded to, learning experiences from other parts of the world, and initiatives and rules they put in place, which are, some of them are just incredibly genius, and we want to share that as we go through and meet clients from around the world. Right.
So, any last word from you, Oswald, before we go? Shortly, briefly, because we've only got 30 seconds.
How do we access information on websites, links, social media handles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're on social media. Search Infinox on your Instagram. Visit our website, infinox.bs. And if clients want to try our services, we've got a little promotion going. You can open an account, deposit $50, you get a $25 bonus, so you can try it out with the bonus. Visit our website, infinox.bs. Get in touch with our customer service team. Happy to help you guys as much as we can.
All right. Thank you very much, Jay Mawji, Managing Director of Infinox Capital. Infinox Capital is a trading broker based in the UK with roots across various parts of the world. They cater for all levels of traders who wish to invest in forex, indices, equities, commodities, and futures.